Well, good midday, good mid of the wonderful day. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It was kind of crazy last night, but it's a wonderful day today. And so we are grateful and thankful for each and every one of you who are here with us on this wonderful Wednesday snapshot. And so thank you again for all that you are and all that you be. Jemison, Kathy, how you coming along? I gotta get my updates in here. Seeing, it's not that I don't trust the Lord, but just kind of seeing how you're doing and how the Lord is continually blessing and encouraging you. I just needed to get that in there. Grateful, 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 thankful, thankful, thankful. Wonderful, 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 wonderful. Minister Sarah Jenkins, bless your heart. Want to remind you that there will not be a snapshot on Friday. Um, I have a funeral, and that's a shame. Catherine, oh, I can't think of her name. Her dad's funeral is Friday at Mason's Funeral Home. So I want to make sure that I can give my full attention to the family and what they stand in need of. Wendy, how are you, dear? Thank you so much for being with us and a part of what God is doing and performing, and I'm just grateful to God for that. I feel something in my spirit coming. Probably on maybe next Wednesday. I'm not really sure. Deborah Toomer, bless your heart for being here. I might do a gathering of the saints in the fellowship hall for prayer. I'm not sure. I did not say it yet, but I feel it in my spirit. And until I get the permission of the Lord to do so, I'm just kind of throwing that out there. Valerie, how are you? How are you coming along? Jaleesa, Katrina Harris, bless your heart for being here. Veronica, good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Cora, how are you? And also want to put this out here in 2020. Okay, all right. 2026, the snapshot is going to move up to 11 o'clock, 11 a.m. Andrea, bless your heart for being here. Minister Faye Thornton, I owe you an apology, Minister Faye. I went back and looked at the worship service and did not recognize how you blessed the people on the Sunday that you preached. I got to make sure that I do that on Sunday morning, but I want to thank you so much. Okay. Carolyn, Thea, Rhonda Gilmer, Nancy, bless the Lord. Hope you're feeling better, Nancy, and that God is bringing you through. Um, I'm kind of just like tired. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Starting 2026, it'll be at 11 a.m. I'll get that out so that many people um, will know. Everything. I'm glad you said something, Jemison. Everything is worked out. Everything. Went back to the dealership. Come to find out it's a flap. It's some kind of tire protection flap, and they fixed it. They ordered the new part. The next time I go up there for service, they'll take care of all that. Thank you for asking. I'm telling you. I'm just telling you that I am grateful to God. Gelada, I am, and I'm Chaplain Hearns, and I'm letting you know in advance that I'm feeling it again. Sharon, I'm the same thing I felt last week that led to what the Lord did this Sunday. I'm feeling it again. And I think I haven't recovered from Sunday because it is a draining experience when you become the conduit whereby the Spirit of the Lord moves and works. And I'm not as young as I used to be. So it takes a little bit longer for me to recover. Vernice, Pretty Bird, um, but I'm sensing something, and I'm sensing. That's all I can say. Mary Moss, bless you, sweetheart. I miss you. Tell my baby I said hi. Um, you know what, Valerie? Flesh and blood didn't reveal that to you. I am I am acknowledging that I'm not as young. I'll be 69 next month. Um, I don't look it, but I sometimes I feel it. And bless your heart. And a lot of things that I used to do, I do at a different pace, or I just don't do. But the one thing that I am not going to rob Timothy Blair, bless your heart, I'm not going to exhaust myself doing an doing other things and then exhausting myself so that I am not physically available to the Lord on Sunday morning. Now that, Elder Carter, how are you? I'm not going to do. The Lord is working some things out with some of the craziness with the building. I'm grateful to God for that. Because Gelada, listen to what I'm saying. I cannot. There's stuff that we need to do downstairs. We will start church school back up in January. No, I have not talked to Miss Williams yet, but there's certain things that have to be accomplished before I can do that downstairs. Okay. Yeah, and Union does have to step up. Union has to do more than they have ever did before because I can't do it. I can, Laverne, but not at the same pace, not at the same rate. And I got some guys, and I got some ladies. Ethel, all I got to do is pick up the phone and call them, and boom, they're going to be there. But there's a couple of things that I'm waiting on the equipment to show up so that we can remove some toxic things from down in the lower fellowship hall. And then once we do that, we putting everything back together again. You know, and you know what? There was a time when I did. You have no clue how much money I have saved this church over 30 years of climbing on stuff and fixing stuff and doing that. And it's just not there anymore. Not to the same level. But I got people. All I got to do is call them. And every time I call them, they show up. Okay. And so we're looking forward to what God is going to do. There's some great things. I move a little slower because I got to make sure certain things are right. And I really don't care what anybody thinks. I don't care how anybody feels. Nobody else. Hey, Trinette, nobody else is held accountable for 528 but me. Okay. Hey, Pee Wee, how are you? How you coming along, dear? Praying for you and your strength. Okay. Yep. So that's the way it is, and I'm okay. And guess what? I'm okay with it. It would be different if I was lazy. It would be different if I was shysty. It would be different, but God knows I'm not. We are a blessed church. Trust me. We and all I got to do is call, and they have not one time failed me, and so I'm grateful to God for that. So I just got that little drive in me, that little man thing. But it's okay. Listen, how y'all doing? I and I want y'all to give me a couple of extra minutes since I ran off at the mouth with that sidebar thing that I just did. Sister Rains, love you much, dear. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget about 6:30 midweek, okay? That's what I want to hear. And we continually pray for you. What has been happening with me is a lot of people are starting to be dropped in my spirit. A lot of people. It's like something's just like telling me, I need you to pray. I need you to pray. Or I may need you to text, or I may need you to call. I need you to. And so a lot of this is going on now. And I think because of the season that we're in, the political climate that we are in, the absence of structured support that should be coming from a government that we pay our money into, and we got a fool that pays it out to people because he's so busy trying to cut a deal with our money. And so I've got to, and this passage of scripture really speaks to me, and I hope it speaks to you. And I want you to give me, hey Kim, sweetheart, how are you? Be good, Kim. And so I had to do that. Luke chapter 10, verses 41 and 42. I needed to speak to you. I needed to speak to all of us because this is overwhelmingly important. This is overwhelmingly important. And I'm telling y'all right now, I'm telling you, I'm telling you, I'm I'm telling you, I'm telling you. Okay? That's all I'm gonna say. Um, can I read this? I want to read this. The Lord answered and said to her, Martha, Martha, you are worried and bothered about so many things, but only one thing is necessary. Bobby McKenzie, bless you. Always, Kim. You know I had to do that. I couldn't help myself. For Mary has chosen the good part, which shall not be taken away from her. Uh, Debbie Johnson, I want us to get this. Martha is mad. Martha is ticked off. Cora, Martha is to the ultimate point of rage. Want to know why? Martha is in the kitchen. Martha is preparing meals. Martha is busting her behind. Mary is at the feet of Jesus. Mary is sitting at the feet of Jesus. She's being fed, nourished, encouraged, chastised, straightened. Everything is happening at the feet of Jesus. And that's where Mary is. And because Mary is at the feet of Jesus and not in the kitchen with her, she comes to Jesus and says, you know what? I've been busting my butt, tail behind, doing all of this stuff, and Mary ain't doing nothing but sitting there listening to you. How many times do we worry about stuff because our priorities are not right? So many of us get caught up in thinking, and now I'm gonna say, and Jalata is on here, and I think she'll verify this. There's a whole lot of stuff I could do, I don't do. Listen to what I'm saying. There's a see, and you know why I'm saying this, Jalata. There's a whole lot of things I could do, but don't do because I've learned that when I do too much, I don't do too much well. Something is going to go lacking or be deficient, and the only person who is wore out is me. I have learned to say no. I have learned to pass it on to somebody else. I understand what I've been called to do in this season. It took a while for me to recognize that my hand can't be in everything. Look at the text. I want you to look at the text. He says you are worried and bothered about so many things. You can't sleep at night. You can't rest. you're fidgety, you're frustrated, you're quick-tempered, you're going off. Why? Because here's Mary at the feet of Jesus, being nourished, and you're concerned about nourishing us physically while Mary's trying to get her spiritual thing together. Mm, 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 mm. And so you know what I've learned to do? I've learned to find my niche. I've learned to find my calling. And when I talk about a calling, I ain't talking about preaching, what I've been called to do, and I stay in that lane. And people get mad. Gelada, gelada, gelada. Do you hear me? People get mad when you don't jump to what they think you should do, not realizing that you ought to know what you should do, and you do what you've been commissioned and anointed to do. Guess what? Martha is so busy in the kitchen, okay? So busy in the kitchen, Sister Barrett, so busy in the kitchen, rattling. I can see her now rattling pots and doing all of this other kind of madness. And she's looking around like, where is my sister? Why isn't my sister showing up? Doggone it. I'm sitting up here killing myself. Everybody in the living room listening to Jesus, including her. And she comes to him. She like, you know what? I done had enough of my sister. I can't take any more of this because I'm running around here busting my tail, doing. And in the midst of doing, my sister is sitting here at the feet. And Jesus said, you worried about stuff. Thank you, Janice. You worried about stuff, and you worried about things, and you worried about this, and you worried about that, and you been out of shape over this, and you been out of shape over that. And I appreciate the fact that you want to fix me a meal. I understand that, but it's not that kind of meal that needs to be consumed at this time. Mary got the sense to recognize, while I'm sitting here, I'm getting what I need so I can live, so I can survive, so I can thrive, so I can become what God has created me to be as a kingdom citizen. And because Mary had the good sense to sit at the feet of Jesus and be nourished. Am I back? Am I back? And be nourished. What she has ingested, what she has received, will never be taken away from you. Did y'all didn't hear what I said? Y'all didn't hear one word I said, did y'all? No, y'all did. Y'all didn't hear me. Y'all didn't hear. Did you listen to? Okay. If you are going to be, Minister Marcia, if you are going to be effective, and I'm not talking about singing, and I'm not talking about ushering, and I'm not talking about nursing, I'm not talking about that. If you are going to be effective in the work of the Lord, which is touching the lives of people, you can't touch tired. You can't touch tired. And so I don't know. Okay, it's pixeling. That's what it's doing. It's pixeling. No sound, but it's still live. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. And it says it ended. No, it hasn't. Okay. It turned around and said that it had ended, and I did not end it. And so in the midst of this, because whenever I get started on life-changing teaching, the internet gets crazy. We are having trouble streaming to Facebook. Okay, let me just say this. Where it just popped up on my screen. We are having trouble streaming to Facebook. It may be an issue on Facebook's end. It is possible the stream was ended or deleted on Facebook. We'll keep trying. Okay, so I'm gonna take a picture of this, and then I'm going to post this. And so in the midst of this, I'm going to go ahead and go. I've gone too long. I took a picture of what took place. I will put it out here. And so I want you to have a blessed day. Don't forget to see me at 6:30. May God bless you. May he keep you is our prayer.